Hey folks, I thought I'd do a video because it's a little timely. About, I guess it's 2023. Yeah, about 11 years ago, I started playing a video game pretty much every day. And when I started playing that video game, I realized that because I'm an older guy, um, what really was the appeal of a game that you could really kind of stick with. I don't necessarily say grow with because video games, eh, I don't know. Certainly not the video game I play. I play a game called World of Tanks. It's a free to play game. It's a arcade style tank shoot 'em up game, and I played it since 2012. Yes, and before then, I had played video games a lot of my life, but it wasn't really something that I'd say I was fully into, maybe. I dabbled with little handheld video games when I was a little kid, dabbled. I had a Battlestar Galactica game that I really loved, which was just like little dots on an LCD screen or LED screen, and that was really awesome. And I played with slot cars, of course, which you all know about. My family were very into trains. I built models when I was a kid, and I had an Atari, the original Atari, and it was all good stuff. It was all a lot of fun. But so the thing is, and why I'm doing this video tonight, it's technically a live stream, but I turned off the chat because I just want to talk about something here and not necessarily talk to chat because why this is kind of timely is because we're in the holiday season now. It's Thanksgiving Day. Yes, it's Thanksgiving Day. It's 2:30 a.m. I just got done watching a couple movies like I usually do at night. Why am I blabbering on about this? Well, because it struck me, being basically the weekend that I started this video game that I've committed a lot of time and frankly money to, um, that I wanted to circle back to a topic that I've talked about in the past about how we as adults seem to have a problem with kids playing video games. And frankly, it really bothers me and it pisses me off because people in the toy business constantly bemoan the idea of video games as something that is taken away from the games that they make, the games that they want kids to love the way they used to do. Although, I would dispute whether when was used to do. What was it? The 30s? Was it the 40s when there were really great old wood toys and metal toys, and 50s and 60s when there was, mechanized toys, stamped metal toys like Erector sets and Lincoln Logs, stuff I grew up with, slot car sets in the 60s and 70s. Toys always kind of change. They change with the times, they change with the technology, and they change with what we kind of feel toys are for kids. And I don't know, it's been kind of easy and convenient for people in the toy business, like I had been. Don't consider myself in the business anymore. I'm just kind of I don't know what you'd call me now. I'm sure people in the chat or online will have ideas about what I could be called. But regardless, um, the point is, kids get interested in things that they really like. Kids get interested in things that their parents do sometimes. Kids get interested in things that have a very rich kind of a world around them. And video games have really done a great job of that. They have really allowed kids to be immersed, and adults, quite frankly, to be immersed in a whole world where it's not just what's on the screen. I'm looking at my computer screen here that I do the gaming on, and and It's just it just strikes me every time I hear people talk about how we got to get kids away from video games. No, we don't. We That's kind of blaming the kids and shifting the focus from the laziness of development, the laziness of people in the business who just don't make very good toys, who don't make a very rich world, who don't take advantage of the toys that they make and play to the strengths of those toys like they should, quite frankly. Uh, Slot cars, as I always say, have a world of make believe. Yeah, here I go again. That they could put into the sorry, I'm yawning, it's late. That they could put into the development. They could put into the serving suggestion, as food companies do with food that they make. You make the world and you let the kids into that world. You explain to them how great the world is. You show them, you allow them to enter that world. You'll hook some kids. Trust me. It worked before. It will work again. It worked during the 60s and 70s and early 80s. And with the hundreds and hundreds of shows that I've seen and done, and stuff that I've seen online, but real world first person events that I've done, you see it. When a kid gets a controller in their hand, when they get a controller, or when they get a car on a track, when they have a track in front of them, maybe it does or doesn't have buildings, but if they're there with their grandfather or their mother or their father, their grandmother, whoever in their family, and that grandparent or parent or whoever gets interested in it with them and enjoys it with them, trust me, there is something that will spark that kid. Now, not all kids like toy cars. My son, as you can probably imagine, has more than his share of opportunity to play with slot cars. He couldn't give one thin damn about toy cars. Yeah, I know. It's not for lack of trying, folks, believe me. I started him out as an infant, showing him the slotted cars that I have and still have, actually. He just doesn't like him, and that's fine. But he and I talk about video games all the time. We talk about movies all the time. And it's just, you can't force a kid, despite your best efforts, to like something. You can show them. They can maybe think that it's cool and it's fun. And if their dad does it or their mom does it, oh, excuse me again. I'm up way too late doing this rant, but I had to do this before bed because it just struck me, because I've, kind of live in these different worlds of video gaming as well, because I play video games all the time. And slot cars, which obviously is a life passion for me since I was basically a toddler. I got into it because my uncle got me into it, and my grandfather was into trains and models in general, and my family are all collectors and toy collectors, and I come by it honestly, as they say. And it just strikes me as kind of disgusting that adults want to shift the blame from themselves, quite frankly, to the kids, who they just consistently say, yeah, we got to get them out of their hands. The video games, there's got to be something. You're blaming the kids. Just stop. It's awful to do that. The kids aren't to blame. You're to blame. I'm to blame. Adults that make toys that aren't interesting are to blame. Adults that just let their kids play video games and don't try to engage with them, that's disgusting. And, it's... I wrote a paper for Skelectric a few years ago while I worked for them about the idea of families and play, and how play has changed, and how play changed when the nuclear family started to get kind of broken up technology and by society, and but it's not just that. It's both parents having to work, and the children were just at home by themselves, or like I was. Um, but it comes back to kids will be interested in something if they're exposed to it, and it's just far too convenient for adults to say, well, there ain't nothing I can do. It's the kid that's to blame because they like the video games. It's bullshit, folks. It really is. Knock it off. Make better toys. Make the effort. Give a damn, basically, about what you're doing beyond just. I mean, you're making these toys for children and families to play with together. That's the point. You have to. Just has to be more, and it feels like all the toy shows that I've been to, um, toys have gotten more superficial and not more in depth, not more broad in development. I don't know. There's something about a lot of the toys that come out. It's obviously most toys that come out are made to a price. They're the cheapest possible plastic piece of garbage that you can possibly squeeze into a box, whatever size that box, and you just release it and hope that's it. And that's always been done. But like I said, it's just, it really does feel like there needs to be a change. And I'm hopeful that, I don't know, I'm hopeful that people just care about that. People that still work at toy companies care about that. And they try to make toys that have staying power, that have value, that are permanent toys. They're not toys just for a season and then get thrown away. They're thoughtfully developed, and it just seems to me that that the toys that get made need to be part of a world like video games are. Quite frankly, it's a whole ecosystem that video game companies develop. Um, it's not just a car going around a track. There's a lot that could be done, that needs to be done. And frankly, I guess that's it. We all need to be better about it and stop blaming the kids. Just knock it off, because it's disgusting. Thanks, folks. See you all again soon. And happy Thanksgiving.